15 states are now trying to force the Ten Commandments into public schools, turning classrooms into churches. They're mandating a rigid set of ancient rules that don't reflect the diversity of beliefs, identities, or the realities of today's students. We send our kids to school to learn math and science. Instead, they're getting a sermon. Welcome back to Theocracy Watch, where we keep tabs on how religion is being woven into public policy when no one's looking. Or maybe they are looking, they just don't care. Today's topic are bills that are spreading across red states like wildfire. Louisiana already passed one, though there are some legal challenges that are slowing it down in some places. And this past month, Texas passed Senate Bill 10, with other states quickly following the leader. Which begs the question, which 10 commandments are we even talking about? There isn't just one version. Catholics have one list, Protestants have another, and they all phrase it differently. Did you know that they're not even called commandments in original Hebrew? The term used is asrat ha-dibrot, I apologize for my pronunciation, which is the 10 sayings or utterances, not commandments. This is pivoting from religious sectarianism, which church doctrine is getting to become the chosen one slapped on the wall of every public classroom. One does wonder if this could bring some kind of faction war between the groups. Not that I'd be bothered, but ultimately, What does this do to kids? It teaches them not to question the morality that comes from one single source. It makes non-Christian students feel like they don't belong, and it cracks open the door for even more religious interference in our schools. We're watching the slow dismantling of church-state separation. And once that falls apart, education won't be about learning anymore. It'll be about compliance. Putting 10 commandments in schools isn't honoring history, it's rewriting it. And that's a pattern we're used to seeing in this country. Children deserve a safe place to learn, to grow, and to question, and not be subjected to some Western imperialist fantasy. Until next time, stay skeptical, stay curious. This has been Theocracy Watch.
Well, thank you for that. Well, this is one of those things that we've talked about over and over again, that we've been saying whenever people come in and they hit me up and they're in my chat, they're like, why aren't you talking about Muslims? I'm like, well, because the Muslims aren't forcing their religion on my children in schools. They're not forcing their theocracy into the Supreme Court, and now that's a great point, Ryan, that there are more than one 10 commandments, and who's going to get to choose which 10 commandments? You know what? I think I actually know the answer to this one.
Tell me.
Because now it goes back to the states, right? So each little individual school board or community or whatever will get to vote perhaps on which Bible they think should be the one representing the 10 commandments.
Which translation is going to be the one that wins?
I wonder how much time and money is going to be spent making all this happen. Literally, how much time and taxpayer dollars is it going to cost us to help them indoctrinate our children against our will?
Exactly.
Yep.
Just those simple changes, it drives me nuts.
Because it's
Durant, what's that?
Because it's getting kids comfortable with, being forced to adhere to rules and systems that have nothing to do with who you are, who you identify as.
Right. And they also kind of lay out this thing where you get used to the notion that those are the 10 commandments of God, or you know what I mean? Rather than that shouldn't be there at all. It shouldn't be there at all.
Yep.
But now, how old are your niños?
They are between the ages of 13 and 17.
And Ryan, how old are your kiddos?
Mine are older now. Mine are all in their 20s.
Okay, so no more school worries about yours necessarily, but you still have some to face, and yours even go to a Christian school. Some of them do. So, but at least they're fairly chill from what you have said.
Yes. Well, mine are very outspoken.
Yeah, but the deal about undermining the public schools.
Oh, yeah.
And that way it has to force people to send their kids to private schools, and then the private schools are religious schools, and in the private schools they can teach them anything they want. There's a lot going on here. Our younger generation's intellect is under attack.
Oh, man.
I don't know if you know this or not, but I host a daily atheist morning show here on YouTube. I have a couple of other co-hosts with me, Durante Lamar and Ryan Koltastic, and we have a lot of fun. When we first started hanging out, he would say, he'd say something like, yeah, we're kind of like Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder,
yeah.
yes.
I was like, you're right. You make the perfect Gene Wilder to my Richard Pryor. and I just didn't know if I didn't know if he was getting it or not. Every time we would do something like that, I was like, man, me and you're like chess pieces. We're like, I'm the black pieces and you're the white pieces. And everybody would just ignore it and move on. I'm like, come on, people, I'm working here. I'm working here. Live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern. Christians, Jesus was not sacrificed for your sins. Click over here to see my top 10 video on why Jesus was not sacrificed for your sins. Oh, and let's support my co-host from The Damn Show. Click down here to check out my buddy Durante's latest top 10 video, and click over here, down here, to see Ryan Koltastic's latest video. Sin safely, my friends. Take care.